And what?
Ask it again, Funshin.
I would like to know what you have learned from raising Lilu in the New Being Project way.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Well, one thing is I have not had nearly as much direct time with her as her mother because she didn't want to be together. So that's one thing. But it definitely, I would say she's a free spirit and she's super confident in herself. And I know that she gets that a lot from me. But it's indirect. But it doesn't matter if it's indirect. I feel like she's very stable and self-confident. So that would be what I would say. Ruby's nodding her head. She knows her pretty well. What would you say about that, Ruby?
I totally agree with you. And I think that as time goes on, I think it's all in there. It's all cooking what her father has done for her. And
That's exactly right.
yeah. And I mean, she's amazing. She's really amazing. And we keep in touch fairly often.
She's mature enough now to think for herself.
Yes.
Ruda, what do you want to talk about?
I have nothing else to talk about except just being here, enjoying.
Good. Romana, what do you want to talk about?
I wanted to know if Pure is there, so he has some information, and I wanted to know if Shekina is there.
Neither are
They're
here.
both in Mexico.
They're driving Christina to Mexico. She
Oh,
needs medicine from there.
did you get your present today?
For me, no, I have not received a present today.
It was for Issa.
Have you received a present today?
There is a box in the garage, and I've asked Pure what it is, and he wasn't sure, but he thinks it might be a painting.
Yeah,
so
it's your
let's
painting.
just say it's here, but it hasn't been opened yet. But by tomorrow night, when we're here, we'll have definitely not only opened it, but hung it somewhere.
Okay. Shekina was gonna do that on Saturday when it came. Maybe it didn't come on Saturday. Maybe it came today.
Well, they're in the car headed to Mexico. You might be able to just do a FaceTime with them in the car.
Okay, I'll try that after Dharma Night. And Mershida, your present is your wedding present is coming to you. It should be there in 3 days.
All right, thank you. I'll look out for it.
Yeah. Good. Tyree's gonna mail it tomorrow.
Okay, Clint, what do you want to share with us about your day today?
I find it really interesting. I opened up my phone when I got home from this. It was I was surprised at how hard for me to describe. Like, it was really powerful. It was like New York City, Madison Square Garden. Those are already very, very intense areas with a lot going on. You know, if there's an event there and there's already a lot of, it's one of the centers of the city. So I'm used to having that experience. And so honestly, when I was going there today, it was to go to the train station and see if Gio might be interested in, you know, leaving the bathroom and coming with me back into the city. But I wasn't really, I didn't really have a plan in mind. And man, as soon as I showed up, it was like, whoa. I mean, it wasn't just, you know, even I have a little bit of even me, I have a little bit of a stigma when it comes to like the MAGA supporter. And it wasn't at all like that. I mean, there was everyone. There were Asian girls. There were black men, like you know, just like every shapes and sizes, young, old, like bikers, obviously, but like tons of young people, you know, like with their cameras, and it was just like Hispanic, like everybody was like really happy, and there wasn't any like pushing and shoving. And it was like everyone had like different colored hats on, and I was surprised myself. I was also thinking, like, is he exaggerating? Is the Donald saying like it's sold out? And it was more than sold out. Like there were probably 40,000 people there, like within a block.
Yeah.
I mean, it was incredible. And so like, yeah, the corner where I stood, because I was waiting for the Master P Dog to take the subway, the corner where I stood was really exciting, and you know, the police force was there right where I was. So everyone was really like, everything was really exciting. And then I decided to walk around Madison Square Garden. Madison Square Garden is a circle, so I sort of walked around because I wanted to meet the Master P Dog. He could only come out of the subway from a certain entrance. And then when I walked around is when I saw the protesting. And the protesting was such a joke. I mean, it was really like, it was like a handful of people, you know, like it wasn't like kind of shouting, but like, it, you know, to me, like they almost looked homeless. Like they were sort of just like, you know, like kind of in a group, you know, and man, like on the other side, it was just like, there's going to be no civil war because like everybody on the side of Trump was like, it was like massive, like military, firefighters, you know, like everything there just sort of smiling. It was really quite, I don't know, it was just exciting. And then like, you know, like just like, you know, like an older woman was crossing the street. She was, you know, she was a little bit aggressive trying to cross the street. And then like, you know, this big young black guy comes by, you know, and he's like, Trump, Trump, Trump. And then like all of a sudden this lady was like, Trump, Trump. And they started like fist pumping in the middle of the road. I mean, it was really, it was cool. And then even like Gio, you know, and Gio lives in a neighborhood that is like the foremost in, you know, Kamala. Like Kamala runs Montclair. Like, you know, she is a powerful force in Montclair. So I just sort of left it open to him. I didn't like beg him to come in, but he was like, yeah, I'll come in. And he came out and he was
Where?
But he came out of the Madison Square Garden from the New Jersey train. I didn't really convince him to come in, but I said, "Why don't you come in? I'll give you pasta."
You
And
mean
so-
you were in,
He took the train.
Yeah, Penn Station.
To the Madison Square Garden, at the subway. He got
Yeah.
out and Clint met you there.
and where?
From New Jersey, came into town.
Oh, I see, I see what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah, so Gio came in, which he normally doesn't. I usually go to him, but he came in, and you could tell he was also like pretty excited about what was going on, and you know, it was cool to share that, just so he has the ability to look at all of the different views on what's out there. Yeah, it was cool. Very powerful.
That was a great report. I learned a lot.
Yeah.
All right, Marshita,
Me already?
you want to see what Muktananda talks about?
Yeah, I read something today that's very pertinent.
Do you want to have a Kundalini cocktail and a poem?
Sure, I could do that. Here we go. All right, that was a good one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You want a poem?
Oh yeah, you got a poem. We'd love to hear it.
Okay. Let me get my glasses. This poem is called The Little One. Aloha being now among us, come to bless with joy and love. Receive our prayers and blessings, O you miracle of love. So many here to welcome you, to bring you gently to this earth, with gifts and songs to celebrate your fast approaching birth. May your life be filled with wonder, and with joy your years increase, that you might know fulfillment of a journey shared in peace. So little one, as the angels sing, and we rejoice together, that you would come to bless us all from eternity's sweet heaven.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
That was a poem I wrote when a lady in the ashram was getting ready to have her baby, and she was in contractions, and we were all chanting and welcoming in the new soul. And I went up to my office and wrote that poem, Little One.
Marshita, what does Muktananda have for us tonight?
First, purify the body. Then control the senses. Then perform good deeds. Purify prana, apana. Recite ajapa, japa. Cleanse the heart and speech by reciting the Guru Gita and the Vishnu Sahasranama. In this way, you will win the grace of the mind. First, purify the body. Then, control the senses. Then, perform good deeds. Purify prana, apana. Recite ajapa, japa. Cleanse the heart and speech by reciting the Gita and the Sahasranama. In this way, you will win the grace of the mind. Ajapa is outer mantra, japa is inner mantra, or silent, or you could say out loud and silent. And reciting these hymns, of course, these are the hymns of the Guru and God and the All. So by immersing yourself there, you will acquire the grace of the mind.
Anybody have something else they want to talk about?
I love my cat.
Can we see your cat?
She just left. She jumped off my lap and went to the other room.
Oh, okay. Well, another time.
She's headed for the bed.
Oh. Well, thank you all for coming, and we'll turn it over to the fellow from New York.
Hey,
Hi!
hey,
Hi!
hey.
Hi! Computer, turn off